Thanks for staying with us. This morning, a major conversation has been reignited as Baba Ijesha, the actor convicted of sexually assaulting Princess comedian's foster daughter, is released from prison after serving his sentence. Princess has reacted strongly, warning parents and guardians to remain vigilant, insisting that his release does not erase the gravity of the crime nor the trauma endured by the child. She also calls for his name to be placed on the sex offenders register as, a continued safeguard. But as expected, the development has split public opinion, with some insisting that once a person has served the sentence imposed by the law, society must allow them to change or a chance to rebuild their life. So this morning we ask, now that he has served his sentence, should Baba Ijesha be allowed to reintegrate without stigma? What are your thoughts on this? You can join the conversation and call us on 02016 352013 or 09024163440. Tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. The Baba Ijesha issue. I remember when this was, trending, and at some points, a lot of people were happy that justice was being served. But now he's gone to prison and he has been released, and there's another cry of how do we allow him reintegrate into the society without the stigma of what he has done. So the first question I would like to ask the ladies as they give me their thoughts is it possible to allow him, merge back into society, go ahead with his life, since he has paid for the crime he has committed somewhat, or we should still, put like that cover on him that anybody that sees him, remember the part of scripture when Cain had finished killing Abel and he was going, and God put a mark on him that anybody that sees you will see you as a vagabond. Is that what is expected of us to do because of the gravity of the crime he has committed?
Well, the thing is, sexual offenders, especially those that, whether it is rape or pedophilia, they tend to, the crime reoccurs. Many of them tend to, it's not one-off. So when they say put the name on the list, is because these people might do it again. Everybody be vigilant. Don't leave your children around them, because even though they are willing to change, the part of the perverse nature that they have exploited, they've explored, might just come out. It might still just come out. I am a firm believer in the fact that people change. And I've said it several times, that I allow people to change. There are some crime and things people do, though, that even if you want to change, your change is not around me or around my people. So yes, he should be, his name should be put on the sexual offenders list. He should be allowed to go back to work and do whatever he's doing, because he's still a human being, and restitution should be allowed. But it should be, everybody that knows him should know that if you leave your child, though, what happen can happen, no. But you see, when the release, how did I hear the news of the release? I didn't like the way I heard it. So the person I heard it from was Dr. Olufemi Olaleye, who came on in Instagram. And that was how I even knew I followed him. He came on Instagram to say congratulations to Baba Ijesha for being released. Now, if you know the story of Femi Olaleye, he was the one that also had, he was convicted of rape and abuse.
Just rang
now,
his wife's
yes, he was convicted of rape and abuse. They said technically he wasn't a minor, that it was consensual relationship he had with a few patients on video record. So there was a perversion. So if a person who has perversion kind of sexual tendency now congratulates
allegedly.
He was convicted. Yeah, there's a conviction. He was convicted.
Yeah, he was
convicted of.
Yes,
he went to jail. Yes, he was convicted that. I mean, there were videos.
Yeah.
So if you record video of yourself in sexual, is a sexual perversion.
Yes, it is.
Everybody might not agree with it, but according to my own definition of sexual perversion,
your own Bible.
doing video and my Bible, which is my guiding principle, doing video of yourself in that thing is a perversion. So if that person comes out and the first thing is to congratulate. It's a different thing if it is an individual, his family congratulating, but you now decide to congratulate a fellow publicly of being released.
A fellow colleague.
I feel like it was just the marriage did not gel. So I like I said, he served his term. If he served his term and he's been released, if he served his term and is being released for serving his term, go to the society, sin no more. However,
But
everybody be on
warned.
the watch out,
Okay.
because he has done it before. Most
He
likely
may
he
likely
might
do
do
it
it.
Okay,
again.
just for clarity, I think they said it's not that he served out his sentence.
Didn't finish.
He's out because an appeal court overturned the initial sentence. So technicalities.
Which
And
was
so
how the other one
So that's why we need to have alleged.
So that's why we need, even with the doctor,
Dr. Olaleye too, it was technicality that released
technicalities.
him.
So we
Hey.
still need to use alleged.
This
alleged.
justice system and this
Yeah.
English they're always speaking, technicality,
Good lawyers,
technicality.
let's get
Is
a
that
good
not why
lawyer.
they say when there are certain things that you should just take them out? Because technicalities, we enter, you get a lawyer that can speak very good English, knows his onions, he defends you, and even though you are a criminal, you are able to work.
But the
scot-free.
reason why it's also important to follow due
I know,
process
I
and
know,
court
I
is
know
so
why
that
it's
if
important.
someone is innocent too,
Innocent,
is
eh.
not
Doesn't
falsely
fall victim,
accused
yeah,
and fall
of that.
But we
victim.
still have
And so
innocent
from
people.
that, congratulations. The message is trying to say we were innocent and were falsely accused and we have been vindicated. So that's what that's what that's the message that person is trying to push out. But as we know, Princess is still insisting that this man confessed himself to have been to have defiled to have defiled a minor. He also has his supporters who are happy that of this outcome, because they also have their story where they are alleging that Princess put this whole scenario up.
Yeah,
They said
to
that
catch him.
he, according to the story, is that he had come to shoot a scene of the movie, or she told him that there was a movie they are going to shoot, and she was the one that brought this girl, and while they were doing the acting and while she was taking the video, she set him up. So those are the things that then we have to go back to court and then make sure that we finally get justice. I hear from Nima all the time where she says it's not enough to come out and scream and shout and then everybody's screaming and shouting. When you think someone has done something wrong, you must make sure must follow through. So what it means is, if we are certain, or if Princess is certain that this was overturned wrrongly, we'll keep pushing until justice, until finally get justice. Because it's important that if we have people who are perverted that way, who have issues, who don't understand that children just should not even be something that I hate to open my mouth to say it, we must have them locked up. And then if for whatever reason he's come out, please have them registered under the sex offenders register. I know that in Ondo State we had that. Yes, we have to be able to say, if we're employing somebody or bringing someone into your home, you should be able to search someone's name and see the information that falls under that person, so that you can protect yourself going forward. Okay, and that sort of person should not be allowed near children. It cannot be a teacher, it cannot be a mentor, it cannot be in schools or hospitals or anywhere where children. No, he can't.
No, you can't be a mentor now. Who are you mentoring?
No, he cannot.
No, that's why I'm saying that you are saying that he can't be a mentor. But
Again.
some people look up to him.
No, that's what I'm saying. If he is officially registered as a sex offender, he cannot perform in all those capacities. He cannot be a coach. He cannot have anything to do with children. He cannot be in the vicinity of children. Yes.
Yeah, so let me ask you a question, Dami. How long do you think we can judge someone who has, legally paid for a crime in the society? Do we say go and sin no more because you have done some time? Or do we still, guard ourselves like, Princess has rightly advised, guard ourselves, guard our children. This person was once a predator, even though, let's take for instance, he paid the full price. Maybe he spent the 16 years and came out. How long do we judge such a person?
I think one-on-one parts, to err is human, but to forgive, na legal system go decide. That's just the truth. Because yes, a lot of times, let's just be very honest. Even the religious book says we should forgive. Even if the Bible says we should forgive and forget, it will be pretty difficult to forget because somebody was the one who took that initial.
The Bible writes forget.
Yeah, it says forgive and forget. That's what it is.
I know you see that forget part.
Oh, they use Tipex to paste it out. You understand? So we cannot say forget because the child who was involved allegedly cannot forget if she decides in her magnanimity to forgive him. Now we cannot the mother too will not forget. The pain lies on some people more than the others. Now we also cannot say because they have served their terms and they have come back to the society, we should now we should treat them like lepers let's be honest, some people come out with remorse.
Okay.
And it's the remorse that will now show us how. Like my people will say, it is the palm wine god that will dictate where you will put the rope. You know, when you put the rope around it, it will twist, it will keep turning. So that's just it. So I feel that his first 2 months or 3 months out here with people relating and interacting with him will be able to tell if he has that complete remorse. Because yes, things happen. Maybe if we're going to buy excuse under spirituality, some people can say influence. Yes, this life is full of different things. But I also think that, yes, we should not let down our guards. In the next 1-2 years, we can still be watching. We have some people who will come out and say, oh, I've repented. In another 2 years, they're going back to steal. Because they'll tell you, things are hard. How am I supposed to cope? And it already shows that it is something that is in them. They might not change. Ew. But categorically saying, you cannot also judge somebody that will not change if you don't give them a chance
to change,
to prove themselves
that they can change.
That they can change.
Okay, we have a caller on the line, Messi from Ijigbo. Messi, are you there?
Messi, I've gone.
Sorry, yeah. So a final question for this, you know, before we finally wrap the topic up, is I understand that when things like this happen, we always have two sides. The side of the victim and the family, who would probably never forget what has happened. The child may still be in therapy for God knows till how long. And, you know, people may just be trying to, you know, forget what has happened. I met someone recently, an elderly woman who was really, really abused when she was young. And when we had an interaction, she was still...
She hasn't recovered.
She had not recovered. She was still giving me the story like...
With pain.
With pain. Like it was just happening. You know, it's taken her almost her lifetime to get out of it. So we have on that side. I also have on the side of the perpetrator, who maybe the law has now said is innocent, who also has his own human rights as an individual. How do we marry the two so that we have a community of people who will not say, if he passes this road, we are going to lynch him? Because that is a possibility. Yeah,
I don't believe no jungle justice. No jungle justice. It doesn't serve anyone. We must trust the legal system, even if we don't agree with the judgment that comes out from that legal system. I always say this. I've said it privately. I've said it on this table a few years back, that survivors of rape and sexual abuse shouldn't feel like they would only heal when they get, if justice is meted out to the person, the perpetrator. Some people feel like if the person that did it to me does not apologize, he does not suffer, I need to see him suffer. You don't need to see him suffer for you to be healed, because you need to heal. You need to go through the process, get counseling, get into a community, talk about it, heal.
Completely.
It doesn't, regardless of if the perpetrator gets justice or not, because some people will never get what should come to them, even though they deserve it. Some men or women who abuse might not, in the front of in the presence of the person who is the victim in this situation, might not seem to have suffered. They might enjoy life. He's still making money. He abused the house girl. The house girl is there crying, and yet you're seeing the guys. The person is enjoying life. You don't tie your joy or your peace or your growth to the person that victimized you. You must break free and get yourself healed.
Thank you.
Okay, I think for me, one of the major highlights is that, one, people will always be people. They vouch for people. They let us down severally. And I think somebody here on Corey Michael is saying that, Dami, how do you propose to watch Baba Ijesha now? Should you be on probation? There are a lot of us that even God knows that this thing you are begging forgiveness for, you will do it again. But I just think that I would want to say to Baba Ijesha directly, because he's somebody I know. We have worked together. You understand? And as having that kind of relationship in the industry, I would just say that, yes, eyes are on him. People are watching him. Yeah. But it will be left to him to prove to us that okay, really I have really changed. And that's where I think that total integration and acceptance can come back from. Because if not, people will still watch that guy. And you will notice that they're talking about it. They say, let's shift. So if not, at that, you will not even be able to enjoy life as a free person.
Yeah. Because you know that you're constantly watched.
Let me just say this, because our producer is saying, you know, so that we're certain what has happened. The Lagos State Attorney General says Baba Ijesha was not cleared by appeal court He emphasized that the convict's release was strictly because he had completed his full term of imprisonment as affirmed by the Court of Appeal. And it's because there are so many people that are going around saying that he had been cleared. His case is very different from Dr. Femi's case. Dr. Femi's case, all charges were dropped, but with him, he completed his term. So he's an ex-convict. And so my last sentence will be, make sure he's on the sex offenders register. And Nigerians understand the sex offenders register. Make sure we protect our children from predators. I hope he has completely changed. I hope that he would never do this again. And I hope that his life will be a lesson to many others. And we also we will not accept.
Protect ourselves while we're hoping. So as we're hoping and watching, we're also protecting, you know, the children that are around. Thank you so much, ladies. We have to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll move on to another topic. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.